In mid-February 1943, in the chaotic fighting around Sidi Bou Zid and the approaches to Kasserine Pass, German forces of schwere Panzer-Abteilung 5-1 captured an intact early production American medium tank. It was an M4A1, registration USA 367641, built by Lima Locomotive Works in July 1942 and belonging to G Company 3rd Battalion, 1st Armored Regiment of the U.S. 1st Armored Division. The Americans had named it War Daddy 2. The tank was not stripped for parts. Instead, it was clearly marked, Nicht auslachten, bestimmt für OKH, do not cannibalize, designated for the Army High Command. German crews drove it across desert roads to the port of Sfax. From there it was shipped to Germany. At the Versuchsstelle für Kraftfahrt in Kummersdorf, south of Berlin, the vehicle entered formal evaluation under Wahrproof 6. Mechanics affixed a Wehrmacht license plate and stenciled armor thicknesses and angles directly onto the hull and turret. Every surface that would face enemy fire was measured and recorded. The tank was photographed alongside another captured American vehicle, an M3 Lee. Systematic technical examination began. The engineers were not looking at a mystery weapon. By early 1943, German forces in Tunisia had already fought Shermans. They knew the 75mm gun was adequate against medium tanks and soft targets, but limited against the frontal armor of a Tiger. They knew the armor itself was thinner than their own newer designs. What the evaluation focused on was something else: how the machine was built, how it moved, and how it could be kept moving. The Sherman's construction reflected serial production methods. Components were standardized. The automotive systems, engine, transmission, final drives, showed the influence of American mass-production automotive practice. The vehicle was designed to be maintained by ordinary mechanics with ordinary tools. Field repairs that on more complex German designs required specialist depots could, in principle, be performed farther forward. In June 1943, the same tank appeared at a demonstration and technical conference at Hillersleben. Albert Speer, Reich Minister for Armaments and War Production, inspected it. Photographs show him standing on or near the vehicle, the stenciled armor data still visible. Around the same time, the weekly newspaper Das Reich published a commentary drawn from the evaluations of captured Allied armor. The article did not claim the Sherman was superior in a duel. It described the tank as one of the special accomplishments of the North American laboratories and a praiseworthy product of the North American steel industry. It noted the serial construction, the fulfillment of the automobile industry's demands for speed and smooth riding, the streamlined contour and the rubber track pads. It acknowledged the gyro-stabilizer, and it stated clearly that German soldiers already knew the danger represented by these tanks when they appeared in large numbers. That recognition was accurate. American factories were already producing Shermans at a rate that German medium and heavy tank output could not match. By the middle of 1943, the cumulative production figures were diverging sharply and would continue to do so. The United States would ultimately build nearly 50,000 M40 series tanks. German production of Panthers and Tigers together remained a fraction of that total. The practical consequence was not merely numbers on a chart, it was operational availability. A tank that can be produced in volume, driven long distances without constant specialized maintenance, and repaired by field units remains in the fight. German heavy tanks offered superior protection and firepower in individual engagements. Yet their mechanical complexity produced lower readiness rates and greater dependence on rear area workshops. Captured Shermans, by contrast, were used operationally by some German units with minimal modification. They were also valued as recovery vehicles precisely because their powertrains were robust. The evaluation at Kummersdorf and the commentary that followed did not produce a change in German design or production philosophy. The commitment to complex, high-performance heavy tanks continued. The Tiger II program moved forward. Panther production expanded. The industrial logic revealed by the captured Sherman, designed for quantity, reliability, and sustained presence rather than peak individual performance, was noted but not adopted. Years later, in the final weeks of the war, the testing grounds at Kummersdorf themselves became a battlefield. Remaining vehicles, including American Shermans, still present among the test stock, were pressed into ad hoc combat units as Soviet forces closed in. The same class of tank that had been carefully preserved and measured in 1943 was now fighting in the ruins of the system that had studied it. What the German engineers found in 1943 was not a secret superweapon. They found a different answer to the same problem. The Sherman was never the best tank in a one-on-one confrontation with the Tiger or Panther. It was a machine built to arrive in large numbers, keep running under ordinary combat conditions, and be kept running by ordinary men. In a war of attrition and material, that combination proved decisive. The careful marking on War Daddy 2 in Tunisia, "Do not cannibalize, send it to high command," was the moment Germany took possession of clear evidence of the industrial war it was actually fighting. The evaluation recorded the evidence. Policy did not change. The numbers that followed made the consequences plain.